published 0819-est, the 8th of December 2017, updated 0857-est, the 8th of December 2017. Andrew Johnston, 48, joined North Yorkshire Fire Service as a retained firefighter. A firefighter was sacked after blowing the whistle on his colleague who turned up to jobs drunk. An employment tribunal heard. Andrew Johnston, 48, joined North Yorkshire Fire Service as a retained firefighter in Summerbridge, near Harrogate, but was shocked by the drinking antics of one officer. But after fatherofone, Andy complained to bosses about fellow firefighter Guy Simpson being drunk while on duty. He claims he was persecuted and driven out of the service he loved. An industrial tribunal in Leeds heard Andy moved to Darley, in North Yorkshire, in 1997 to set up a scuba diving business and joined the nearby Summerbridge fire station in August 2008 on a retained basis. He had been inspired to join after his home flooded in 2007 and he realized how stretched the service was. He also had a career offering first aid and health and safety training to the TV and film industry. Mr. Johnson and his company FD Training worked on ITV drama DCI Bank starring Stephen Tompkinson. The tribunal heard the small fire station employs 10 firefighters who deal with 65 call-outs per year. After joining, Andy raised concerns with manager Neil Gillies and station manager Lee Smith about the drinking habits of their colleague Guy Simpson. He turned up drunk when attending fire calls and was frequently seen drunk in the pub when he was on call, Andy claimed. But after the fatherofone complained to bosses about fellow firefighter Guy Simpson being drunk while on duty, he claims he was persecuted and driven out of the service he loved. After Mr. Simpson was banned from the road for drink driving, no action was taken by station bosses and he continued to be drunk on duty. Despite this, he attended work in a drunk state without repercussions. This was despite the fact that he had been witnessed by the other managers and firefighters, said Andy. In January 2011, Andy and 3 colleagues manned the neighboring Grassington fire station to cover for the crew's late Christmas party. Andy said Guy Simpson, one of the firefighters, got drunk on call. He was drunk, he couldn't stand. Despite witnesses and the fact he was on a final warning, no concerns were raised by management, alleged Andy, who claimed other crew members from Summerbridge were also drunk. It appears that the culture of drinking while on duty was accepted by the service, even though our job is of a safety-critical nature, he said. However, it appears that I was the only person who had issues with Guy Simpson being at work under the influence of alcohol. Despite his history of drinking, Mr. Simpson was promoted to temporary crew manager in February 2011, and as such, could carry out a grudge against Andy, he told the tribunal. Andy claims he was singled out for criticism and missed out on training courses because he has dared to rock the boat. After posting photographs of an incident he attended in April 2013 on his private Facebook page, Andy received complaints to the fire authority from members of the public. He claimed these emerged to be friends of Mr. Simpson from the Flying Dutchman pub in Summerbridge. This pub was a favorite haunt of several firefighters from Summerbridge. At this time, Mr. Simpson was regularly seen drinking in and around this and other local pubs whilst on call and had many friends who he drank with in these premises, said Andy. In 2014, Mr. Simpson resigned from North Yorkshire Fire Service following a second drink driving conviction. Andy said that he continued to endure vexatious complaints from management, who ignored his own concerns. I felt frustrated, bullied, harassed and victimized. It appears that there was a relentless attempt to utilize any opportunity to try and subject me to a disciplinary process, he said. In May 2014, Andy was supposed to give training for a new defibrillator brought in for the Tour de France visiting Yorkshire, but W.M. Gillies refused to allow him to do so. He went off work with stress and bosses dismissed him. Andy said, I loved the job of a firefighter and I can honestly say it has been some of the most rewarding work I have ever done. He is claiming unfair dismissal, less favorable treatment due to being part-time, suffering dismissal due to exercising his rights under the Public Interest Disclosure Act, among other claims. The hearing continues, greater than 6.